How and why do individuals change their minds, and why do these ideas get generally accepted by the public?
Gregor Mendel's life story starts off as a graduate in 1840 with honors. He began training as a priest and joined Augustinian of the Abbey of St. Thomas in Brunn as a monk. In 1846, age 24, Mendel took fruit-growing classes given by Professor Franz Diebel at the Brunn Philosophical Institute. Around 1854, Mendel began to research the transmission of hereditary traits in plant hybrids. In 1865, Mendel delivered 2 lectures on his findings to the Natural Science Society in Bern, who published his studies in their journal the following year, which was Experiments on Plant Hybrids. Gregor Mendel died on January 6, 1884 at age 62.
Mendel used peas for his experiments because they have a lot of varieties and the offspring of the peas can be quickly and easily produced. With his experiments with the pea plants, he found the 3 principles of inheritance. They explained how we inherit our features, for example, eye color and hair color. First principle of inheritance was the fundamental theory of heredity. Mendel found that with peas, their traits were either dominant or recessive. He concluded that traits were not blended but stayed distinct in generations. The principle of segregation is the next principle. Mendel proposed that during reproduction, the inherited factors should separate into reproductive cells. He saw that when the peas self-pollinate, they were different from their parents. The last principle is independent assortment. Mendel saw that when the peas crossed more than one trait, the offspring did not always match their parents. Traits are inherited independently. That is basically the principle of independent assortment.
Well, what is Gregor Mendel's theory and how did it impact society? Well, firstly, Gregor Mendel uses evidence of logic and intuition to prove that his facts were correct and the past theories were incorrect. His theory was that something, aka genes, was from the birth parents and that each parent gave one gene. But he also discovered that the use of traits and how they can skip generations and families.
He used his logic in his experiments, and later on his logic was spread to future scientists for later research. He relates to big history because he showed how things change over time with evidence to support the claim of evolution.
Since Charles Darwin had the same theory as Mendel, people use their authority to understand it.
Gregor Mendel relates to big history because he gave the evidence to cause people to change their minds about what was believed.
Gregor Mendel has significantly boosted the knowledge of the understanding of how genes work and the progress of traits. He gave us the fact that traits can skip generations, as it was false that traits are always consistent. He relates to big history because he gave the facts to cause people to change their minds, as Gregor Mendel uses evidence, logic, and intuition to make his theory and provide useful information, which encourages and influences the community into believing that his theory of genes is true.
New ideas are made up every day, and scientists are constantly finding out new discoveries, and past scientists improve their theories to make the theories better. Ideas become generally accepted by society because important people in society accept it, and since the larger people in society accept it, lower class citizens will eventually do the same.